What's going on in the world today, man? We in the building, man. It's a beautiful day outside, man. I hope everybody had a great holiday yesterday. It was the 4th of July, a lot of fireworks. They definitely was shooting them off on the block last night, pause. And everybody was, it seemed like it was peaceful last night. Everybody was chilling. I ended up going home. After a little bit, I don't stay out too late no more. Like, I remember when I was young, man, I used to night and day outside, man, just out here all day, man. Like, going upstairs, man, late, early in the morning, whatever, like, barely getting any sleep, get up around 11, right back outside. Like, them days, that was years ago. Them days is over with, man. Like, that was probably like my my street time and back in the days, back in my 20s and, teens and stuff like that, man. Like, or niggas was outside, be like all day long, man. I'm traveling from Bronx to Brooklyn, hanging out in the East. Or I used to live upstate. Or we was hanging out all day up there, like, it's just crazy, like. And but yeah, nowadays, man, you get old, man. You sit your ass down, man. It's time to take it in, man. Pause, man. Go in the crib, with your family, if you have one, and just chill, like, save your money, and also, it ain't nothing happening out here after a certain time, but, most of the time ain't nothing but trouble out here, so, me, I go in the crib, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. It was a cool night though. It was cool. You know, it was today's it seemed like it's not blazing hot, but it's decent out, man. It's it's good, beach weather, man. Good cookout weather. It's a cool day, right now. Shift is about to end, and about to might head to the gym for a little 35, 40 minutes, man, just to get some sets in, man. A little bit of legs, a little bit of chest, a couple of sets of arms, get out of there. And take my behind home, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, my man, he want me to come chill. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see, man. So I was out last night, so I don't wanna, and then, you don't wanna be hanging out too much outside, man. I'm telling you, like, you start, you know what I'm saying, especially in the summertime, it's nice out, you start chasing out here, man, and then next thing you know, man, you outside every day, man, like, you start spending money out here, like, so, for me, I'm not like rich like these other YouTubers, and everybody's rich and famous, and they got their bag. So for me, I gotta live my life for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't balling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't be outside splurging and shit like that, man. Like, I gotta chill. So I got kids and bills to pay, man. But anyways, man. Yo, this Diddy reaction shit is crazy, man. You got a lot of people, mainly the ladies, they pissed off, man, that he won that case. And I understand, right? You see that video, and and emotionally, you like, yo, this dude is a monster. But he wasn't charged for domestic violence. He was charged for RICO and sex trafficking. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how's this not getting through people's head? The man was charged for RICO and sex trafficking. And then you got some of these people, oh, the Diddy supporters, and, they all go to hell. People are just emotionally, and they talking crazy. And, it's like, why are you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not using your brain. No one, it's definitely me. Like, I'm definitely not a, I don't have a favorite, right? But I look at what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say how many times, I'll probably say, hey man, look, he doesn't seem like a good dude as far as how he treated his, employees, how he treated his artists. Nothing's gone right with a lot of his artists. And, what he did on that videotape definitely crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know if I have a daughter and I see some shit like that, you know, I'm 9 or 10, you might crash out, man. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about your kid, man. But in his case, like always saying, all the people that are really just like not guilty is like, and saying he wasn't guilty and saying he shouldn't have been in jail is because we're looking at the charges that he had. Like I heard one of my people, a lady say, um, what she said, oh, my man was trying to break it down on like, cause he's like, he shouldn't have been in jail. She like, yeah, you know what, so he wanted him to win. And he was like, but he wasn't supposed to be in jail for what he was in jail for. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't convict him. He beat his case, whatever. So she like, yeah, but he was like, explaining to the lady, like, look, she was a willing participant. No, but she was forced. He forced her. Weird, like, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think about people that don't, they just saying stuff that don't research the information. Cause in cross examination, they dissected all of that. How you think he beat the case? If it was sex trafficking, then that means it was forced. So obviously they proved that none of this was forced. Even one of the jurors came out and said, yo, this shit wasn't forced. It seemed like they was all willing participants. Like, this was more of a domestic violence case. But, people are wrapped up in their emotions that they're like, oh, well, he forced her. They don't want to admit that he, you know what I'm saying? Look, the man, she was 19. One person was like, yo, the nigga, one of my boys was like, but she was young. He probably called her stuff or whatever. She was younger than that when he met. I'm like, no, she wasn't. She was 19, man. Then we looked it up, man, and say saw she was only 19. But yeah, but he signed her. You know what I'm saying? I said she was 19. She was already dating what was the man named Ryan Leslie before she met and got up with Diddy. So that stopped that right there. But it's like the constant, besides that, it's like just the constant people freestyling, man. And it's like they're freestyling off of emotion, because they wanted to see that man go to jail, but they didn't charge him with the right crime. And that's all people been saying, like, he wasn't charged with the right crime, man. He was not guilty of those type of charges, man. And in the cross examinations, the defense was cooking, man. They was cooking all of those witnesses, man. Every last one of them they brought up that they cross-examined. The cross-examination was crazy. So when I'm listening to, very few people that was like mainly telling the truth, you know what I'm saying? I give Carsino his credit. He was reading the transcripts, man. So, when he would come on, I would, listen to him read the transcripts. Or I'm listening to, certain lawyers breaking the case down. Even some was on TV saying, hey, look, there's nothing there. I don't see RICO. I don't see sex trafficking. It's all people saying, like, yo, the charges that he had, they weren't the right charges. No one is saying they support, I haven't heard anybody that said that, saying they support Diddy. And, people are saying free Diddy because he shouldn't have been in jail for that. Now, you can be emotional and say, hey, I want him in jail for beating Casper. He didn't get charged with that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't put him in jail for something that y'all don't have any evidence for. And that was proven time and time again in that case. They didn't have the evidence, man. They were trying a case with no evidence. This was more of a smear campaign, and they just aired all his dirty laundry in the bedroom. So, his career is in shambles as far as his reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still got his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still got his money, and he's still Diddy, but his reputation is destroyed, man. And then you got some of these people, they spitting some dangerous shit, man. Like, when I was listening to Casino, he played this young lady, and she was so mad that Diddy won. She was like, yeah, for God, fuck it, we just gonna start calling cops for everything. Document everything. If a guy even looks at you wrong or too long, document it. If he says the wrong thing to you, document it. Call cops, have them arrested. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with people, man? Like, what kind of, that shit is dangerous, man. One, I got kids, I got daughters, and I got a son. Like, how would you know what I'm saying, for all of us with kids, how would you like it if your son is getting arrested for stupid shit like looking at a girl, or because he tried to shoot a shot at the girl? That's harassment. Like, what the fuck? What kind of a world are we living in, man? This is getting dangerous, man. This is getting dangerous, man. And then these girls be wondering why a lot of men don't be trying to approach them no more on the street, man. Like, a lot of times I'm noticing that online shit, this online AI shit is taking over, man. And I'm noticing that people are more willing to meet up and talk online and are doing that a lot more frequently than they are to meet up in person. It's like, I gotta get to know you online now. Before, you got to know the person in person. Now it's like, I got to get to know you online. And people are meeting online, meeting their and there's nothing wrong with meeting somebody online, but I'm saying, like, people are meeting on these platforms, but more than they're meeting in the street. You know what I'm saying? And these platforms are dangerous, man. And it's like, it's setting a real bad example. Like, it's really starting to make men and women go this way instead of, coming together. This is bad, man. Girl was saying all type of dangerous shit, like, and then you got people out there, well, men, now they're gonna feel more powerful, and now, because, a woman tells her story and she wants the justice, and, she's not getting her justice and all of this stuff. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is all emotional shit. And they're like, well, women don't get justice. We're going to take justice in our own hands and all of this other stuff. And, these people are talking crazy. This shit is getting dangerous, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you got people and they have audiences, is what made it worse. It's like these people have platforms and audiences that, could be younger girls that easily influence, or older women who've been in bad relationships. Get people feeling riled up. And next thing you know, you got people out here acting the fool, calling the cops. Or I seen a lady do that shit on the train last week and held the fucking train up. Almost made me late actually did make me late to work. Dumb shit, man. Like, all the lady did was brush by her or something like that. And she said, oh, you pushed me. Calling the cops because you pushed me. A black lady at that. And I'm like, a young girl. Like, yo, what the fuck? Usually a young girl just either push this lady back or paid it no mind. You getting off the train. It's a subway. And it's people gonna bump into each other, man. That's gonna happen. Like, why would you get upset over that, man? Yo, the girl, she made a whole scene trying to call the cops, jumped on another train, making a scene. Other people was like, yo, man, it's not that serious, man. Like, you pushed me, you assaulted me. Like, yo, I'm looking at this lady, I'm getting far away from you, man. This shit's crazy, man. Like, This is the scary world we live in, man. We live in scary, scary times, man. Word, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but flip this shit around, man. But yeah, man, this is scary, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, it's I said it's pushing us apart from women, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that way of thinking, it's like we all right, Diddy, he was a monster as far as, you know, beating that girl and all that stuff. And, you know, maybe he, you know, we don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of transcripts in that shit too where he wasn't even involved in some of them freak offs that these girls were having on their own. On their own. But, you know, this guy's a monster. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the evidence don't support the case at all, and people are in an uproar. You know what I'm saying? Like, and ready to crash out over this shit as if they're the victims. But what people don't understand is if that man would have been convicted, right? That would have opened up a lot of floodgates for, you know, the police and the feds to start coming after people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna start coming after people. Especially celebrities. Our people never ride off in the sunset. Never ride off in the sunset, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of our people, they get some money, there's always some type of controversy around them. But, like I said, man, this man was charged with the wrong charge, man. They should have went after domestic violence. It would probably, the statute of limitation probably wouldn't allow them to get that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, the prosecution, you know, the feds end up saying, you know what, we're going to try to throw as many charges on him as we can. And let's hope one of them stick. They was hoping he took that cop out. So I was reading something that says cop out was 27 years. Ooh. He ain't even facing that blue trial to 2 charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody like, oh, he gonna get 20 years. How is he facing 20 years? He's a first-time felon. Feds go by a point system, you know what I'm saying? And they go by guidelines within that point system. So his max would have been 20 years if he would have had prior felons. Now, it's all this is up to the judge anyway. The judge has the discretion to do what he wants, right? But the judge can't sentence that man to a maximum sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he has no record, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so his guidelines are gonna fall within a last time. His guidelines gonna fall, you know what I'm saying? Within I think the low numbers or whatever, I think they go by points. So he's gonna have a low point. And because of his low points, he's probably gonna get 18 months with time served already. And you know, they could have gave him extended house arrest. You know what I'm saying? But 9 out of 10, he's not gonna get a lot of time. Maybe, like I said, the most probably 18 months. And he already got almost a year in. So, you know, but everybody is pissed off, man. I don't understand the shit. Like, I mean, like, the emotional shit. And it's like, yo, y'all ignoring the facts. We know the man is like I said, an awful human being, how he treats women. But we